Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets, and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
The helmet is back with the heels. Welcome back, Tom.
Hey, great to be back. Great to be back. How you guys doing? Everybody good?
Hey, we're still riding high off of that victory on Sunday. We're not talking about what happened on Saturday in the Swamp, but we are talking all about that Jaguars victory. How was Boston College?
Boston College was great. The whole trip was great. The charity event was for disabled and homeless veterans of Cape Cod. So the golf course was beautiful. I'm not a big golfer. I don't play a lot of golf. But, man, it was beautiful. Very hilly. So, like, you're teeing off, way up here, and the green's way down there, and the foliage is all. It's just
How'd
beautiful.
You play?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful. Actually, for a guy that doesn't play golf, I played okay. We did the scramble.
Nice.
I made some really good putts. We finished about, 13 under. The winner was 19 under, but we were pretty competitive. Good. We had this young kid with us. He could bomb it. Okay. I mean, just flat out 300 every time he stuffed up. We're like, all right.
That's the nice part about a scramble.
Oh,
yeah, no doubt. And then, we came up yesterday. My flight wasn't until 5. I'd worked it out with Bill O'Brien to come over to BC. And
heck yeah.
Boston College, it looks beautiful, man. They've built a lot of brand new buildings, a lot of new dorms, a lot of academic buildings. It's growing like crazy. The stadium's up to 44,000 now. So,
Here we go.
they're getting there. The women's hockey team was playing hockey. It's connected to the football stadium on the other side. So just great time. Great to talk to the, to the young men of the football team. And, great with Bill. Bill and I go back a little ways. Mm-hmm. I actually spoke to his Penn State team and sat in Paterno's office, which was pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. And,
when Paterno was alive or no?
No, he had already passed. So that was whenever Bill he was only coached for like 1 or 2 years, I think. There are seasons there. But anyway, great guy, and runs it the way I like the way it should be run. He's old school, but he's not totally dropping the hammer. You could tell the guys like him, and he could joke around a little bit with him and all that kind of thing. But it was really great. Just to be out there and brought back a lot of great memories.
Back on campus, I'm sure brings back a lot.
It was awesome. It was really awesome. Took a lot of pictures. We had the Hall of Fame wall, so went over there and took the Hall of Fame photo, of course. And
because you were in the Hall of Fame.
In the Hall of Fame, the Boston College they call it the Athletic Club, but it's the Hall of Fame.
I looked it up, by the way. Paterno died January 2012. Bill O'Brien was the coach only the 1 year, 2012 to 2013.
Yeah, it was.
I
right
remembered it
that.
being very close.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good memory. The librarian, she can pull it out, baby. Boom. No, it's great. It's great. And, so Bill's awesome, man. He's my kind of guy. And I think he's going to do well there. And I was just talking to big man Leon out in the hallway. I said, look, for Boston College, we do want to win the ACC. We want to have a shot in the playoffs, but at the end of the day, 8-4, 9-3, you guys freak out down here. We're like, yeah, this is a great year. We're going to a cool bowl. Everything's great. And the thing about Boston College, I've said this before, Boston College doesn't need football to bring their admissions. They have a 40,000 person wait list to get into a college that costs $82,000 a year to go to. They don't need football to be that successful because the kids will still go there. Now, they want them to be successful, and they're putting a lot of money into it. But, like, hockey's huge. It's almost like an Ivy feel to it, but with major football, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And Boston College
just awesome.
Is Catholic or Jesuit?
It's a Jesuit school,
okay,
yeah. I mean, listen, I didn't go there for that. They offered me, they literally called me out of the clear blue, offered me a full ride right over the phone, and I just happened to say yes. Even before my visit. I didn't even take my visit yet, but I was like, listen, they're the only school that did that. I had these visits to Illinois, Michigan State, Indiana. Nobody stepped up and said, hey, you're ours. We want you to be our guy. But Boston College did. They came out of clear blue. And the Holy Spirit, he told me, he said, you say yes, young man. And I'm glad I did because probably wouldn't be here in Jacksonville if I did it. Tom Coughlin coming into my life.
They're glad you did also.
And all that. What's that?
They're glad you did also.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Second best linebacker ever in Boston College history?
What's that?
Are you the second best linebacker ever in Boston College history?
There's others. Stephen Boyd was a great linebacker. He played for the Lions for a long time. Of course, Bill Romanowski. He was really good. Played like 17 years in the NFL. But guys like Mamula, an outside linebacker, but guys like that, there was plenty. I'm probably, probably in the top 5.
Yeah,
I would
we'll
think
take top
maybe.
5. Kuechly, I'll put
Tackles,
it first.
I'm pretty up there, but that only is part of the game. You know what I mean?
It's a big part of the game if you're a linebacker.
It is. But, not too many interceptions for number 53 back at PC. That's for sure. But it was a great trip.
Speaking of interceptions and linebackers, Foye Oluokun, AFC Defensive Player of the Week.
Love it.
Finally getting some
As you
recognition.
should.
Yeah. See that, and
There you go, RJ.
that was a great play. It was Eric Murray that made the play, right? That made
Yes.
the breakup to hustle. And that's a great. I was thinking about that's a pursuit drill. In the beginning of practice on defense, we used to they throw the ball and everybody had to run to the point. Even if you were the backside end, the farthest away, they wanted you to sprint to the ball. Why? Because anything can happen if you run to the ball. And that was just a great, awesome play by him, by Oluokun. He had a great day. Listen, overall, the defense was good. They got to shore it up. They were. Third down wasn't good. Got to get better on third down. A lot of that was scrambling. So that's kind of. I don't really fault the defense too much when the quarterback, can scramble for
Well, there's a lot of those
bit.
nowadays. So
What's that?
There's a lot of those scramblers and guys that can
there
move
is.
now,
I mean,
so.
as compared to planned runs, called
the design
runs.
stuff, yeah.
You got everything covered. The guy takes off. There's only so much you can do there.
Yeah, I feel like they lost contain maybe one time on the scrambling.
Yeah. I just think, look, overall, the takeaways were awesome. No doubt about that. Jordan Lewis, phenomenal. He could have been up there for Player of the Week, too, I'm sure.
I think he would have been if he hadn't caused the holding penalty that called back Andrew Wingard's.
That's right.
Pick
And then
six.
it would have been, 33-10? I mean, that's a total
And that's
ass whooping.
4 defensive takeaways in one game.
Yeah, which is
with
huge.
2 times that you get the ball back because of the 2 fourth down stops.
Yeah.
And again, you had 8 all of last year defensively, 9 total. That's insane.
Yeah, it is insane. The only thing I would say, the interior D-line, I want to look at it a little bit more, but I think there was a time where I felt like Carolina was getting a little push on us, and then we kind of shored it up. You know what I mean? I mean, Hubbard didn't kill us. There was a couple of runs that maybe got 9 yards, 10 yards from different guys, but I felt there was a handful of plays maybe in a row, kind of second quarter.
Yeah.
Or first, second quarter.
Earlier on, he had a few good runs.
Felt like they were getting a little push, but they shored it up.
Yeah.
after
And
a
I
while.
mean, and that's one of the positive things and one of the things you wanted to see happen because the adjustment side of things didn't feel like it happened much last year. And so
Correct.
early on, I was like, oh, Hubbard's going to run all day. And then they were able to start to contain that a little bit.
Yeah.
And that shut down. That's when Bryce Young, some of his mistakes started to show too. So that's what you want to see.
I thought it was, after going to all those camp practices and seeing the end around from a team. I mean, how many times did we see that in practice, really? And then he runs it in the first series. It was a great call because you needed the momentum.
It was
He didn't want to go
terrifying.
3 and out.
Also, though, because
fooled him.
it's Liam's first game as a head coach, you don't want him to be too,
Oh, but think about the
too
cojones
brazen.
to do it.
Right, too brazen.
You know?
But, it was smart. And what's crazy, Tom, is the Jaguars had that exact play on film for the Panthers to see because they did that. And I want to say it was 4th down. It might have been 3rd down. But in the first preseason game against the Steelers, it was almost the exact same play. And so it just surprised me a little bit knowing how creative Liam is.
They didn't recognize it.
And obviously, the Panthers didn't put too much focus on that first preseason game. But, the end around the reverse, obviously, to Brian Thomas Jr. for the touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
And we talked about it so much, being able to run the football and stop the run. It's so cliche, yet it's so incredibly important. If you can run the football, which obviously to the tune of 200 yards, the Jaguars really ran the football.
Yep.
And that's what opened up the touchdown to Hunter Long, which for people who didn't see your video.
Thanks, Hunter, for dinner up in Boston. I appreciate you, young man. I really do.
You put how much on anytime touchdown for Hunter Long?
$8. I had $8 in the account. I'm like, put $8 on Hunter Long at plus 4,500 to score an anytime TD. But us three know how many times did they go to Hunter Long in the end zone, in the red zone. And I even told Avery, and Avery was like, I'm going to put a little on it. She put a couple bucks on it. So that was great.
I remember we talked about it. Don't think that Hunter Long and Johnny Munt are just blocking tight ends. They can do more than that. We saw that certainly throughout training camp.
Yeah.
All right, we've got more Jaguars to discuss. The latest depth chart is out. Only one or. We're down to one or.
Oh, all right. Man, that's hard to throw a boat.
Now that Tank Bigsby has made his way to Philadelphia, the Jaguars, the only or left is between Ventrell Miller and Devin Lloyd. So, one or left. All right, we've got more to do. It's 10 to next on 92.5 FM.
He's our big hitter.
I'm Jaguars Today's middle linebacker, Tom McManus.
He tackles Jags talk from a middle linebacker's point of view. Fridays on 1010XL. Protected by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I've been telling you about my daughter's journey with Awaken 180 as she tries to lose a little weight. In fact, last week you heard from Amber herself. Well, let me give you an update. She's been in it just a little over 2 months. Amber has lost 51 pounds. That's a real number. I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't see it happen. She has lost 51 pounds. And here's why. Awaken 180 is not a diet. It's a lifestyle change that is sustainable, and she has figured that out. She loves the journey. She loves the new recipes. She loves that she fits into her old clothes and she sleeps better and has more energy, and it is really, really working. She's proud, and man, am I proud of her. If you want to start your transformation, you can do the same thing. Call 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. My daughter's lost 50 pounds, and she's so excited about it. You can as well. 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
Lauren Brooks here. Are y'all ready to ditch your razors for good? Hello Smooth Med Spa in St. John's is your go-to for laser hair removal that permanently reduces hair growth. With over 10 years in the community, 400 5-star reviews, and the latest technology, their team makes smooth, stubble-free skin easy. Packages include 9 sessions, and you will see the results so fast. Right now, enjoy 50% off all laser hair removal packages. Be sure to let them know Lauren from 1010XL sent you. I'm so excited I'm going by there tomorrow to get my first laser hair treatment. Visit HelloSmooth.com or stop by for your free consultation. Your skin will thank you.
Helmets and heels.
From the Greenlaw Group Studios.
Elbow pain, whether acute or chronic, can make it difficult to do normal activities like playing sports, doing household chores, or even sleeping comfortably. Dr. George Barr here, and no one wants to deal with pain without solutions on how to feel better. We've all heard of tennis and golfer's elbow, but there's plenty more that can cause pain, like osteoarthritis, muscle tears, and nerve entrapment. All are treatable at Barr Orthopedics. Getting you back to full health is our mission, and there's a number of different treatment options we can offer. Call us today or visit barrorthopedics.com.
He's not Pistol Pete. He's Pete Prisco.
Been on the wanted list almost 20 years.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco joins the Frangie Show Friday afternoons on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Are you trapped in a high-rate mortgage, watching your hard-earned money vanish every month? Stop right now. At Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Hey, Prosser here. Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. Lock in at a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. And here's the kicker. You can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no-obligation quote. Loan Pronto is amazing. So start now by calling 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next 2 payments. 999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLS. ConsumerAccess.org.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, visit AA Automotive on Richard Street. From oil changes to complex repairs, AA Automotive is a full-service repair shop for personal and commercial fleet vehicles. Trust AA to keep your ride running A-OK.
Morgan Conley Roofing isn't just repairing roofs. He's building a legacy for generations to come. Born here, built here, staying here. MorganConleyRoofing.org. License number CCC 1333544.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in '96? You know who doesn't miss? Coyle Fencing. Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida since 1927. Heck, Coyle has been installing fences since before Emery Ballard installed the wishbone offense. If you need a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle Fence today at 904-356-4821 or visit CoyleJacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Weekends used to be 2 or 3 shots followed by a couple others. Wake up, have a beer, never needed to recover. A cold red Gatorade and I feel great. Now it's a bottle of Advil and the whole next day. My old tricks don't work anymore. They don't.
I love this song. Most people probably haven't heard it yet. It hasn't made its way to radio, but it's called.
I really like it.
It's Old Tricks. It's by Thomas Rhett and Blake Shelton. You haven't heard Blake Shelton's voice yet, but it's a duet that they do, and it's basically like the older you get, the harder it is to drink and like
to
the
do
hangovers.
anything.
And then like my wife used to think I was funny. Now she doesn't really think I'm that funny anymore. It's that kind of thing. So it's a great song. As you know, I love discovering new country music every Friday when it's released, and this was released just a couple weeks ago.
Recovery gets harder every year you get older.
That is 100% correct. As the song says, like it used to just be a Gatorade and like 2 Advil and I was fine. Now it's like the whole next day, a whole bottle of Advil. Like I don't feel the same. And so I certainly understand that. All right, let's get it back to the Jacksonville Jaguars as they take on the Cincinnati Bengals this Sunday. Here's what I was thinking, y'all, about the 2025 Jaguars. And this stems back to the 2022 team. There was something that the 2022 team, we discussed how that team wasn't necessarily like the most physical, but certainly very finesse, and they found a way to win. This team, I think, is going to be more physical. At least that's what they've already told us, and that's what they've already shown us at least one week in. I feel like this team needs to have that same belief in each other that 2022 team did, where we're winning this game no matter what. Even though Trevor Lawrence throws 4 interceptions against the Chargers in the first half, we're winning this game. Yeah. Even though we're up against it against the Titans or up against it against the Ravens, like the Cowboys, like, we're winning this game. We're just going to find a way to win. And that is having confidence in your quarterback, which we know the Bengals do. Mm-hmm. The Jaguars need to have that. I don't care about Trevor's stats. I care about this team having confidence in him. They have to get defensive takeaways. That is a huge part of knowing you can win no matter what. Mm-hmm. And I think they already have confidence in their kicker. But those, to me, are the things that this team, in order to get to that playoff type mentality, they have to know they can win every single week.
Well, listen, you go back to 2022, the defense didn't hit its stride to Dallas. Mm-hmm. And it was second half. It was almost like a switch went off. All of a sudden, it was like, holy cow, what a different defense. And then that carried through. And then there was a time where like, this defense is good for at least a takeaway, a game, that kind of thing. Maybe not. The one thing about 2017, they were scoring a game. You're like, I think the defense will score at least once today, that type of thing.
Which this team came close to it, like we said. With
Absolutely. So, listen, you want them to get it earlier than that. And I think they showed, look, Carolina, I was saying this on my podcast, they have good football players. They're just not a good football team yet, so we took care of them. It wasn't close. It wasn't like we were worried that much, and then next thing you know, it could have been 33-10. Now, it could have been even more. We missed a few things that we could have probably hit on and maybe make it 40-10. Then it's a real drubbing, and then maybe people would be happy.
Could have been 33-3.
You play, exactly. You play who you play, and they were supposed to take care of them, and they did. Yeah. And then that should give them great confidence going into Cincinnati. Like I was saying yesterday, if I'm a player on this team right now, I can't wait for Cincinnati. Yeah. I can't wait to go to practice. Because that means we're just getting better and we're getting ready and it feels good and everybody's in a good mood. The music's playing, we're all going to be dancing. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's going to be a great time out there. Can't wait to get to practice when you win.
Yeah, and I think, too, when you talk about last week, everybody we talked to in the Panthers world was saying they believe they could win that game, too. That's like, if you don't have that mindset, I don't know if you have the culture to the right culture in general to be able to win any football games, let alone ones that you absolutely should win. And then you look at, I'm sure the Bengals are that team. They are one of the teams, even in struggles, even when they're not playing their best football. It didn't look like they could run the ball very well last week. Their line didn't look very good. Honestly, their defense didn't look terrible. They got 2 picks also. So that was the thing everybody was focusing on, was the defense. And it looks like their offense is kind of a little slow, mainly around the line and the rushing game. But they are still coming in here and saying, oh, this should be an absolute win for us, especially coming off of, we know some of the mistakes we made last week, and we're not doing that again. That's the mentality that you want. That's the mentality that builds a team that even it's been this storyline around the Bengals for the last few years of they have slow starts. They can't win right away, and they still find ways to do it. They never let that drag them down, and you want that to be the Jags. You don't want, and I also want to say, I feel like if the Jags lose this weekend, it also shouldn't be panic, and that's what I feel like will happen all of a sudden. It will be this switch where it's like, oh, okay, well, they beat nobody, but they can't beat a good team. I don't want it to switch to that too, but you do want to see a lot of the positive things you saw this last week also against a better opponent.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Look, week 1, you got to keep it in perspective because these training camps are not very long. They don't play a lot. They don't get a lot of game reps. And week 1, I mean, I would imagine head coaches are nervous as heck because they're like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only do so much during training camp to where I feel confident and comfortable that they're going to go out there and do it. But I don't really know until I see it. And then, of course, you saw it on Sunday. So, look, week 1, Bengals barely beat the Browns. What does that mean? Really nothing.
Yeah.
What does it mean that the Jags beat Carolina? It means more than nothing because they beat them pretty handily, right? That doesn't mean the Jags are on their way to being whatever. It's just that it's a great step in the right direction. And I think that's great. And look, I'll go back to Liam Cohen. It's his accountability. It's the discipline. He's not letting little things go by. He's just not. He's not going to let mistakes go by and just not be taken care of. He's not going to, under the rug and we forget about him. That's not his style, and I love it, man. He loves physicality. I heard him say that. He's from Massachusetts. I mean, there's tough people everywhere, but Mass people can, especially going through that weather up there, they can be known to be somewhat tough. And he knows the game of football. Been around it his whole life. His dad was a coach. He was a great quarterback at UMass. Still sets the record or holds the records for some passing records. So. Look, man, I think it really stems from him coming in here and saying, this is how I want my team to be. And I love that he's honest. He's like, how was Trevor? Yeah, he was really good. He was really good.
Except the third quarter.
The third quarter. And you know what? You go back and watch, you're like, yeah, you know what he's talking about. Missed a few throws that he probably should have had, but nothing where it detrimented the team and its chance to win a ball game. But, it was noticeable. And then he bounced back and everything was good. So we'll learn from that. But, yeah, I think it all starts with the head coach on this team and the kind of guys they brought in because you could tell they're really responding to his style. You know what I mean? There's no divas. There's no, they just seem like they're all lunch pail, going to work, and going to do their job as best they can. And I think that starts from that head coach setting that culture in that locker room.
I agree. It begins with Liam Cohen and also the play design. Like that to me, assuming that this team is competitive against Cincinnati, you want to, again, walk away and go, wow, he called another really good game. And the moments we've already seen, they haven't been too big for him. Tom, I did say yesterday, I felt like maybe he should have challenged that one Brian Thomas Jr. catch that was ruled incomplete. But other than that, there was not a moment in that game where I
he
looked
looked
back.
like he had that second one down. It did on TV.
Yeah.
Yep.
But again, the game wasn't that close at that point in time. Like it may be different. But I trust that he's going to make the right decisions, unlike the guy in Gainesville week in and week out. But that is a huge thing also because your team knows that they can trust the decisions that you're going to make. And I do think that Trevor Lawrence is a guy that I think these are the best weapons he's had. I know that in 2022, Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram had great years for sure. But I think the speed that these guys have, the agility that these guys have, some of the moves we already saw Travis Hunter make in his first few catches, to me, you've got a great play caller. The offensive line played their tails off. You have a run game, and you have these weapons. Like, go ball out. Now you have absolutely no excuses.
Yeah. And that's what most people are going to say and look at.
Yeah.
I feel like Trevor's already kind of been under a microscope, especially after getting paid last year. It's going to be more so that, because they are going to say, especially if the line keeps playing the way they did week one and against even, I said, some of those better pass rushers and things, if they're still able to hold up, then you're going to say they improve the line, you have the best weapons you've had, you're able to run the ball, and you have a play caller who's known as one of the better play callers in the NFL. You're out of excuses at this point. There's not going to be that. And I do think that I saw Dan Orlovsky break down some of the Trevor stuff earlier, and he pretty much said, if you're getting this Trevor, then it's going to be a really good season, but he has to be able to do that consistently, and that's been the problem, is the consistent side of Trevor. Not that we didn't think he couldn't do that, just the fact of being able to do it for full games. And even this game, we talked about that third quarter, the drop-off, but he found it again. That's great. But you do want to see that consistency, especially when he does get under pressure, because there's going to be games this year where he is, because some of these guys, Trey Hendrickson, for example, is a lot. He is the guy, Texans, and I know the Texans didn't play very well, but they have 2 pass rushers that are very scary. So there's a lot of them coming up. If Trevor can do those good things and kind of check off those boxes that we saw this last weekend against that's when people are going to finally say, okay, maybe we believe this, because, maybe it took a lot of help. Who cares? But he's doing it, and this is what you wanted to see out of him.
What a long, winding road it's been for Trevor.
Yeah, but maybe it just takes that coach, that says, hey, man, this is how you got to do it. And I want you to do it this way. And you're going to work at it, and we're going to all be successful. It's going to be great. I love that he took off in that run. That was fantastic. He's not afraid. We knew he wasn't afraid to run, but after taking that hit, you wondered, and no problem whatsoever.
2 different times he picked up first downs.
He is a weapon with those legs, man. There's no question about it. Look, I think as far as the way he's performed, we'll give him the week 1. He's and I know in the past he's been like he was Sunday. Looked really good at times, and you're like, man, how'd you miss? Like that throw to was it to Diami on third down? The first 2 he totally missed, and then he hits a great throw to Diami on third down. You're like, okay, this is Trevor. We're used to this kind of thing. But I tell you what, back to the offensive line. They were very physical in the run game. And I tell you, Etienne, by the way, he's going to be the headline of my takeaway today. But that long run was so great, so perfectly timed by the back and the line, and they were physical. And the cuts that Etienne made to get outside and break free. And if you don't think Liam Cohen's culture is working, go watch that play, because Diami Brown puts his head down so he can run a little faster and catch up and make a block. That means something. That means that they are all about team, and they're all about making sure that we do everything we can. That starts with that culture, so you can see that. I just love that. I rewound that a couple times.
Absolutely.
Like, that is so cool, man. That is
the way that
cool.
Etienne, like you said, he cuts, so he loses the safety right there, because the safety should have gotten him pretty much right at the line of scrimmage.
Great cut.
Jeff Lageman does a great job breaking that down, the film breakdown, so find that on the Jaguars social channels. But since you mentioned it, time now for your takeaway.
All right.
Now,
okay, it's go time.
Tommy's Takeaways. Jacked up by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We are here for you. Veteran owned and operated.
All right, my takeaway today is centered around Travis Etienne Jr., and even more specifically, it's about grit. Like I was talking to the Boston College team about having grit. The chips were down for Etienne Jr. I mean, even we were wondering, is it going to be Tank? And before the rookies even got here, and then when the rookies got here, it was almost like they were jumping ahead of Etienne. And a lot of people out there, not just football players, would kind of crumble. They'd be like, nah, maybe I'll get Asian, get me out of here. Or they don't like me. They don't want me. I'm out of here. Well, Etienne didn't do that. He came heavily prepared. He came hungry as heck. He was making plays all throughout camp. And look, he had a fantastic outing on Sunday, and it's only going to get better. That's the Etienne that we've been expecting. It hasn't been that way the past couple of years, but it looks like he's back. And I do like the rookies. I do like Allen. I liked what I saw out there. I do like Tootin. I think he's going to get some carries. We wish, Tank well. But for a guy where everyone didn't know what was going to happen to him, he has turned it around, man. It's now a focal point of this team, at least early on, and I think that's great. And that's my takeaway today, brought to you by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Yeah, if Tootin doesn't get more than, I would say, like 5 carries, I'll be really surprised against the Bengals. I know Etienne played really well, but I feel
you
like
don't want to take the ball away from somebody if you're doing the way he was last week.
Yep.
I don't care about Carey's share.
That's what they felt like last week. That's why Allen went in, I think, before Tootin.
He did, yeah.
Right, because they're spelling him kind of a third down type back where that's, look, it's great to share carries, but you got to go, they'll always say, got to go with the hot hand. Got to go with the hot hand, right? So
yeah, I just think because now there is no Tank got 5 carries. Bashal Tootin got 3 carries, and then LeQuint he got 1. But I think now that Tootin's the next guy, RB2, I think he'll probably get somewhere in between 5 and 10. Is what
and then who I know I was out of town. Who's the kid they grabbed from the Rams?
Cody Schrader. So he transferred to Missouri. I remember him playing at Missouri.
Okay.
And the reason that I'm sure I remember is I'm sure he did really well against Florida in that Florida-Missouri game. But yeah, he was signed from the Rams practice squad. So obviously Liam Cohen and James Gladstone, probably more James Gladstone, have familiarity with him.
See something out of him. That'll be interesting to see how he fits as well. I wonder if Tootin does kickoff return, right? Didn't Tank get a couple
Liam mentioned today that they're going to mix him in.
Yeah, I think, listen, he's a home run hitter. If he gets out in the open, he's a big dude that can bounce off some tackles. So be interesting.
And the Lightning's quick speed.
Oh, yeah. He's unbelievable. He'll take it to the house from the 118 line from the stands. You'll never catch him. He's absolutely fly. But he's built for that kickoff return type player. I think.
Which, by the way, you missed Lauren's stat the other day. She said, I've been just very big on these kickoffs and interested in all of the changes and how much it's going to increase things. Yep. So in week 1 this last week, 75.6% of kickoffs were returned, 118 of 156, up from 33.1% in week 1 last year, only 57 of 172. And last week there were 3,074 kickoff return yards, the most in week 1 all time in NFL history.
Interesting.
Cody Schrader at Missouri, his second year, he carried the ball 276 times for 1,627 yards. And yes, I remember him playing well against Florida. He had 23 carries for 148 yards and a touchdown when Florida played.
That's why that name sticks out.
Correct. When Florida played Missouri in 2023. I remember Florida couldn't stop him, and Missouri ended up winning that game.
So now we have 4 backs, or is he just on practice? Does he have to be on the active roster?
He has to be on the active roster. He'll be inactive, my guess is, on game days, assuming the other 3 are healthy. And then Jaquindon Jackson is still on the practice squad as well. Right. So, yeah, they like their backs here.
Keep those weapons.
Baby got backs.
Yeah, baby's got back. All right, more to do on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Green Law Group.
For the insured.
Fighting for you.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Everyone deserves to feel safe and valued. I'm Heather Quick, owner and attorney at Florida Women's Law Group. We're committed to supporting women affected by domestic violence. With essential legal advocacy and support, we help them regain their strength and independence. If you or someone you know needs help, we're here. Together, we can create a safer, brighter future. Visit FloridaWomen'sLawGroup.com or call 904-204-2359. Divorce for women, by women. Offices, Jacksonville.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they will show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they've done at our house. Because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule your free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com.
Jacksonville is my hometown, and nobody knows roofing like me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We handle everything from repairs to full roof replacements, start to finish. We give honest quotes, use quality materials, and clean up like we were never there. We all look at Google reviews, so go ahead and check out ours. We're proud of all our 5-star ratings. I would say we treat you like family, but some people don't like theirs. Go to BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roof quote.
License number CCC 1328006. Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece. Premium flooring. Take our advice. Home of business. Affordable price. Driveways, pool decks, garage doors, beautiful patios, and more to explore. Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Football is a game of inches, and at Front Runners Tap House, every inch counts. Catch every big play on their massive 396-inch giant television. The ultimate game day experience is waiting for you at Front Runners Tap House inside the Community First Igloo.
Kuhn Flowers announces their home holiday decorating team is now taking orders for the holiday season. This is JJ with 1010XL. No more hassling with tree buying, untangling, and hanging burned out lights. Call on Kuhn Flowers, they'll do it all.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. By the way, I have the total Circa numbers, or the final Circa numbers, and they are record-breaking when it comes to the contest.
Wow.
We will absolutely take a victory lap for
You're
this.
welcome, Circa.
That is correct.
Right.
You are welcome.
That's
Is right.
right.
So total signups, 24,472 amongst the three different contests.
Okay.
There is a total of $31,618,000 at stake.
Wow.
Again, amongst the three. Circa million, 5,685 entries, $6 million in guaranteed prizes, not prices. Circa Survivor, 18,718 entries. That means your guaranteed prize, which was $15 million, is now $18,718,000. That's right. Another round of applause, RJ. And finally, this one should be probably the most impressive. When we were there, they had just had, and they were celebrating their 20th person that had signed up for Circa Grandissimo. Remember, Circa Survivor and Circa Million, y'all know, are $1,000 to enter. And then Circa Grandissimo is $100,000 to enter. Again, when we were there in Vegas not too long ago, they had their 20th person sign up. It closed at 69 entries, so a $6.9 million prize.
Wow, I think we should get a cut of it.
And then they're gonna come back and say, "Remember those rooms we gave you? That is your cut of it, my dear." But yeah, I'm super excited. If you have never been to Vegas and you're thinking about going for the Jags-Raiders game, of course, we cannot recommend staying anywhere more than Circa Resort and Casino. There's another hotel nearby where my cousin stayed recently. That's just called Circa Sports.
Yeah.
But Circa Resort and Casino is where we were. And I saw a video yesterday of someone that ordered, they were at Stadium Swim and they ordered this smorgasbord of food. And then they just took a video of like the whole place along with this just massive tray of food coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Really a cart is what it was. hot dogs and chicken
I had their
fingers
hot dog and it was delicious.
Thanks, Tom.
Delicious.
I
Thank you,
will
Tom.
say their rooms are beautiful. I mean,
Yeah, they're
like
gorgeous.
brand new. The bathrooms are very spacious. The showers very. It's just
They've got
awesome.
great technology everywhere.
Yeah,
if you're
everything's
out
cool.
too.
The
And
view
the-
either way is good because even if you're on one side, you get the video boards pool, so that's kind
Right.
of like a more vibrant view
Yep.
that you get. The
Yeah, I
other
was
side's a
on
little
that
more
side.
a little more chill on the other
Lively.
side, but you get mountains and it's still pretty. And so, but either way, it's like you get everything. And we went to the steakhouse one of the nights,
Yeah.
which is
Barry's
also
Prime.
delicious.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
a fantastic ribeye.
Yep.
I'm a ribeye girly, and Lauren was like, "Let's get some apps." I was like, "I need a steak, please." But so good. All their food's
It was
good. They have multiple restaurants. We talked about that. There's a burger place. There's an Asian place that's also fantastic in there. Lauren and I are big Asian cuisine fans, but it's so good and it's so much fun. You really don't have to leave, but that's also a problem because you lose track of time.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
But
And pretty
it's
close to the stadium. You know,
Yeah.
to
About
it's
15
Reliant,
minutes,
right?
I would say. Allegiant.
Allegiant, yeah.
Allegiant Stadium.
That's
yeah.
right. That's
it's
right.
It's a great place to stay. And of course, if you want more information, go to 1010xl.com and we've got that for you. And you can get discounts and all those fun things. A couple notes on the Bengals. They signed defensive tackle Mike Pennell off the practice squad to the active roster. They placed guard Lucas Patrick on injured reserve. That means he'll obviously be out for 4 games, a minimum of 4 games. And then they signed Des Miles Cole and Isaiah Foskey to the practice squad. So just a few updates.
Foskey getting back with Al Golden.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. We should receive the injury report, the first one for this week, around 4 p.m. today. And then we'll get to see.
She's always Notre Dame. Oh, no.
That's why he's probably there. I'm sure Al Golden said, go get the guy.
Yeah, he knows what he's going to get.
Yeah.
You know, that type of thing. That's
You know what? One other thing I remembered or I realized. So the Browns were very close to beating the Bengals on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
You know, the Browns kicker missed an extra point and a field goal, a 36-yard chip shot field goal.
Cut him.
Who did that? That's a rookie kicker in Andre Schmidt is his name. Who did they release? The Browns. Dustin Hopkins.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like, and I talked about it at the
There was
time,
a
like I
couple
was shocked
Moody
that they
was released also. A couple
recently.
kickers have been,
Jake Moody was. D-Hop was released before the season began.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't realize that they were going with a rookie kicker. The Browns, in my opinion, had they still had Dustin Hopkins, they make the extra point and they make the 36-yard field goal because the moment might have been a little too big for the rookie. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the 36 yards these days is so makeable. So I'm sure Dustin Hopkins is sitting at home in Nashville, Tennessee, just laughing at them.
He's like, good job, guys.
Yeah. 36 yards. Cam Little does that lefty.
Cam Little,
he can do that easy.
Cam
With his
Little,
other
when
foot.
he
Doubles
kicks a
that,
36-yarder, it looks like it's going to just clear the net even for the uprights.
Yeah. Listen, the key to this game, in my opinion, is how they take care of Trey Hendrickson. You know, because he can be a major problem. You're not, I don't know, you're going to leave Walker Little out there one-on-one with him. You will at times. You're going to have to. But to me, that's going to be a really big, probably the biggest key. I know the receivers and all that. We got to be very careful of them. I expect them to score. I no disrespect to our defense, but I think Joe Burrow's that kind of quarterback, and they've got those kind of weapons. Now, how do you stop that? You get in Burrow's face. So maybe we could find something there.
Yeah, not just pressures, but sacks are going to be really important.
QB hits. I think we had 5 QB hits, at least registered for against Carolina. You know, so okay, you're hitting the QB. That's a good thing, no question about that. But you got to make sure number 16 is protected, and if you can run the football on them, that would be obviously a big help. But
huge.
You got to make sure Hendrickson does not control that position and the game with what he can do rushing the passer.
And against the Panthers, Liam Cohen said that they didn't need chip help, right? Like
the
not tackles
at all.
Played really well.
Yeah,
this game probably is going to look a little bit different, but you do have 3 tight ends that certainly can help.
I think you start out, let him go. Hey, man, you're the left tackle. You won this is your job. Let's go. And then if you need help, we'll bring you help.
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help. Do not let Trevor Lawrence get hurt. All right, right now we've got a family 4-pack of tickets to Sporting Jacks versus Carolina Ascent FC at Hodges Stadium Saturday, September 13th. Be caller number 4 at 641-1010. Caller number 4, 641-1010. You will win that family 4-pack of tickets. Taylor's Tangent awaits on the other side. It's 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
It's the one they put in high gear.
Keep going. We got to keep going, keep going, keep going.
It's the Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville drive of the game. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville on 1010XL.
Have you ever dreamed of owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Well, now you can. This is Frank Frangie for the farm in Okefenokee, just an hour north of Jacksonville in Folkestone. With only 250 cabins at full build-out, it's a rare chance to live off-grid, but not alone, in a community grounded in nature, food, and purpose. The amenities include a 2,300-acre hunting lease. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
Helmets and Heels, provided by Green Law Group.
This is your escape. This is your next adventure. This is Mazda, and this is Mazda at the Avenues. Lauren Brooks here. Right now, purchase any new Mazda model, and Mazda at the Avenues will match your down payment or your payments for 1 full year. Plus, every new Mazda comes with 3 years, 36,000 miles of maintenance at no additional charge to you. This is luxury, and this is the start of something new. This is Mazda at the Avenues. For complete details, call 904-430-8047.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 10th, 2006, Peyton and Eli became the first brothers to face each other as starting quarterbacks in a game. The Colts won in the first ever Manning Bowl.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Watch football this season in downtown Duval at Pour Tap Room Jacksonville. 2 floors, 15 TVs, a giant projector, 80 self-pour taps of ice-cold craft beer, wine and cocktails, plus a full bar, wings, burgers, and more, and pizza delivered to your table from Pizza Dynamo. Downtown at Laura and Forsyth. Pour Tap Room Jacksonville. A beer festival every day.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
a Mariah Carey fan?
Sure, Lord.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I know her voice and her songs, of course, but I don't think I'd jam this one in my car.
She's one of the people I feel like she can get her voice like the highest of anyone I've ever heard. Maybe like Whitney Houston.
It's like a whistle tone she can hit. It's very loud.
Yeah. Whitney was different. I would listen to Whitney.
Okay.
You know? I don't know. She would.
Whitney was cool.
Yeah,
Mariah,
she was cool, and she just, I don't know, maybe making you think a little bit more during her songs, than in Mariah. You know what I'm saying?
I can
don't know.
understand that.
It felt a little more emotional with
Yeah.
Whitney. Like you could be singing those songs to somebody.
I hear that.
You know what I mean?
think that's why I love country music so much. Is it a lot of it's storytelling.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the people that I tend to listen to and gravitate towards musically are the ones that write their own songs too. So there is more behind it than someone else.
You can tell when they're feeling it that
someone
way,
else is getting a song from a songwriter and then putting their own, voice to it.
Right.
Yeah. Mariah has some emotional songs too, though. I think the bigger ones are always the more like that one or Always Be My Baby. Like that one, I guess, is also a little more emotional. But I do think that it's more like hers are a little more upbeat a lot. So you feel like, but if you go back and actually listen to like the lyrics or read the lyrics, they're actually, some of them are very emotional.
I think her best song's the Christmas song that she does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I forget which one it is, but it's which one?
All I Want for Christmas.
All I Want for That's
it's featured in my favorite Christmas movie, the one that at least I watch every year is Love Actually. It's featured prominently in that.
I love that movie.
Okay.
All right, time now for Taylor's Tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
Get us out of this conversation, Taylor, please.
We have some tidbits from the NFL from this last weekend and kind of looking forward to this weekend. So I'm going to start with, I don't want to, but I have to. Aaron Rodgers' debut in Pittsburgh. He recorded his 28th career game with at least 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. He is now tied with Tom Brady for the most in NFL history with 4+ and no interceptions. He can pass Brett Favre this weekend against Seattle for regular season touchdown passes. He has 507. Brett Favre has 508. So can't wait to watch a 12-minute montage on Aaron Rodgers passing Brett Favre. At least it's not in Green Bay, I guess. So that's an interesting thing to look forward to this weekend. The Chiefs and Eagles also, they have their rematch this weekend.
Yeah, they do.
It's at 4:25 on Sunday. Hurts rushed for 2 touchdowns against Dallas. That was his 16th regular season multiple rushing touchdown game. Kansas City went undefeated at home last year, along with Buffalo. Those were the only 2 teams last year to win all of their games at home. And obviously, KC's hosting this one.
The Jaguars are going to do it this year.
Please,
baby.
You got to at least improve from last year. Let's start with win more than last year at home. Since Mahomes has become quarterback, Kansas City has the most home wins with 45 and a 78% home win percentage since Patrick Mahomes has taken over.
Yeah, they've never started 0-2, the Chiefs, since Mahomes has been the starting quarterback. They've never started 0-2, and they've started 2-0 5 times since he was the starting quarterback. The Jaguars, I told Taylor this, the Jaguars have started 2-0 once since 2017. That was only in 2018.
Wow.
One time since since then.
I mean, listen, when you start off 2-0, you got a good shot as opposed to 0-2. You really got to climb out of that. Out of that hole.
Actually, once since 2007. The time before that was 2006.
Yeah.
So once since 2007, the Jaguars have started 2-0. The Chiefs have done it 5 times under Patrick Mahomes.
I tell you what, Planet Arrowhead's pretty cool. I don't know if you've ever been there. But
I haven't.
It's all red.
I've heard it's ridiculously loud.
I don't think they give the opposing team tickets. You don't see their colors anywhere.
Hardly
barely.
ever.
It's like red everywhere. 80,000 just going cuckoo for their team. It's pretty cool place.
So this matchup is the 11th rematch of Super Bowl teams. So like when the following season rematch, the Super Bowl winning team has won in 10 of 11.
Oh, really?
Those.
Okay.
So the Chiefs really might be 0-2.
Yeah. The only loss was after Philly lost to Kansas City. Philly beat them in Week 11 that following season. So maybe there's a little swap there. But going back to those, So Kansas City, they won the Super Bowl. I'm trying to think the order of this. So Kansas City versus Minnesota. Kansas City won, or Minnesota ended up winning that next year also. So it does go back a little bit, but in the last, it goes back and it's that Philly game. So if you remember, it was Kansas City and Philly. They won 38-35 in that Super Bowl.
Yep.
And then the Philly ended up beating them week 11, 21-17. So both very close games, too.
Yeah.
And that's what you usually get, I think, out of those two teams, too.
Something seems up with Chris Jones. He got another argument with Tranquil. Did you see that? The
I
linebacker. Then earlier in the preseason, he's yelling at Karflitis and
Karlaftis.
I love the way
Karflitis, whatever his name is.
sounds like a disease the way
Yeah,
you
it sounds like an issue.
Excuse you. Yeah, gesundheit.
Yeah,
But yeah, there's some kind of breaking down
Well,
going
then
on.
Kelsey
that
had
side
to
of the ball.
apologize today because he's the reason that Xavier Worthy has a dislocated shoulder. He was, supposed to be somewhere else on the field. And so, that's why they ran into each other.
Not very fun there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you're talking about this one's just for the importance of week 1 results, but since 1990, history has shown that teams that are victorious in their season openers are more than twice as likely to advance to the playoffs as teams that lose their opener. During that span, 54.2% of teams to win their opener have advanced to the playoffs, including both of last year's Super Bowl participants, obviously with the Chiefs and the Eagles. However, an 0-1 start is not impossible to overcome, as 25% of teams since 1990 that lost the season opener advanced to the playoffs, including 5 teams last year. Ravens, Broncos, Packers, Rams, and Commanders all lost week 1 last year and made it to the postseason.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very likely when it's 0-2. We know that for sure.
Which is crazy because you got 15 more games. You know what I mean? It's not like, now granted, you got to catch up a little bit.
But it's probably an indicator that you're not as good as you thought.
Right. You're
That's
probably,
the problem.
0-2 ends up being 1-5 or 2-4 or something like that to start off the year.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Good stuff, Taylor. I love those little nuggets.
Little tidbits.
I'll call them nuggets because
for some lunch. Let's give away some Chick-fil-A lunch. Give us a call at 641-1010, and you can get free lunch to Chick-fil-A today. Let's say caller number 5.
Caller number 5, 641-1010, and that is Synergy, ladies and gentlemen. We've got college football to discuss on the other side. Keep it right here on Cincinnati XL 92.5 FM.
The Florida Gators.
He made the catch.
It's a duel in Death Valley.
To the house. Touchdown. Gators.
Florida LSU, Saturday at 7:30 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010 XL.
Want a fresh and flavorful tailgate this season? Chicken Salad Chick has scratch-made Southern-style chicken salad perfect for lunch, parties, and your tailgate. Order 3 ways at one of 4 area locations. Call 1-833-MY-CHICK or online at chickcatering.com.
Helmets and heels. Fought for you by Queen Law Group on 1010 XL.
Game days aren't the only win happening in the 904. Best of Bold City named 904 Gutters with a Z, the #1 seamless gutter company in Duval. Like the Jags O-line protects their QB. Call the winning team at 904 Gutters with a Z to protect your home from the rain.
Hey, Jax is more than a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We are a community that takes care of one another. Hey, this is Tom McManus, former Jag. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. We haul construction debris or property cleanouts for managers, owners, and realtors. We do it all, man. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you. We're veteran-owned and operated, and we are J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
When it comes to my opinion, I love dropping the hammer. I'm Hayes Carlyon. Listen for Hammer Time with Hayes weekdays on The Frangie Show.
Hammer Time with Hayes, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Check us out at KiaOnAtlantic.com.
It's the start of our favorite season in Jacksonville, football season. Let's get hyped and let's get the home in tip-top shape and let's get that house zero-resified. Carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery, hardwood, they'll take care of you. Call the folks at Zero Res right now, 287-5727. Ask for the 1010XL special. Get your 3 rooms of carpet cleaned at $139 plus a 4th room free. Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards. It spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose Duck Duck Rooter. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations, we do it all. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE NeoGraft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. Jaguars linebacker Foye Oluokun has been named this week's AFC Defensive Player of the Week thanks to a big performance against Carolina last Sunday. Oluokun wrapped up 10 tackles, an interception, a forced fumble, as well as a pass deflection in their Week 1 win. It's 83 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Bell, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you on this Wednesday afternoon, and time now for a little Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane, driven by Mazda at the Avenues. This is luxury. This is Mazda at the Avenues.
I was going to help you out, RJ, and say Lauren's Lane is driven by Mazda at the Avenues. All good. Let's get into some college football. I have 10 teams that are in panic mode. That is based off the number of panic tweets. So panic tweets leads to panic mode for these teams. Yes. The top 10, you can, I think, very easily guess the team that is the most panicked in all of college football.
I'm guessing the Florida Gators are pretty
panicked. Ding, ding, you are correct. The Florida Gators, over 21,000 panic tweets. I'm surprised it's not more, truth be told. But you would have to hashtag it like Gators or Florida or something along those lines for them to be able to track it. The second most panicked team in all of college football would be Arizona State after being shocked by unranked Mississippi State. They have now dropped out of the top 25. Most people remember Arizona State made it to the college football playoff last year, certainly behind a really good running back in Cam Scatterbo, who now plays in the NFL. And so
Did you see their coach's post game though? By the way,
I did.
I love that man. I was like, that is the type of coach that you want because
he's great.
Just the accountability he took for a lot of the things. He wasn't taking it easy on the guys. He was like, it sucked. Everything sucked. Like this. I was like, do it. Like, I loved it.
Kenny Dillingham is his name. He's on a lot of the short lists as far as for potential Florida coaches. Again, Florida still has a coach in Billy Napier. No need to discuss the next coach just yet. Let's wait and see how things go. But I think most of us
I
know how
saw
it's
the
going
John
to go.
Gruden, talk, but John
Yes.
Gruden's going to be on everybody's list, I
Well,
would imagine.
John Gruden has specifically said he wants to coach college football, not in the NFL again, but coaching college football. And he does live in Florida. He lives in Tampa. He's obviously still invested in the game because we see he does all of those QB classes.
Yeah.
We saw the one, or at least I saw the one with Seth Hennigan, the Jaguars practice squad quarterback. He's fiery. He's feisty. He's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Back when he was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, obviously. It's been a long time now. But the question is, and I heard Frank say that yesterday on the program, Frank Frazier say, John Gruden will be at least in the mix. Will he get the job? He obviously doesn't know, but he'll be in the mix.
For sure.
That
he'll
does
be in the
not
mix.
surprise me.
Yeah.
I wonder, will he vibe with Scott Strickland? Because we know Scott Strickland, the athletic director of Florida, has almost like a specific type that he likes his coaches to be.
Yep.
And I don't know if John Gruden fits that mold, but
kind of boring.
like Todd Golden's not boring.
He's a little boring too.
You think so?
Yeah, but like he won, so when you win, you do see a little bit more, I guess, and that's a little different. The thing with when it comes to Gruden for me with that, like he works for Barstool, so he does a lot of Barstool stuff now, and it seems like he really enjoys that. And you're still in the football world, but you could just say what you want to say and be goofy and be loud and yell and scream. And that was like his thing when he took that job, is I get to talk about football, but not feel like I have to hold back doing so. And so that's why I'm interested how much he even really wanted any job after this.
Yeah,
season.
I love Gruden. No, he's fantastic. He used to go to the J Fund all the time. Brunell introduced me to him for the first time, and he goes, "What'd you do? Sit-ups before you got over here? You look better than you ever have." I'm like, "Thanks, Coach, but we just met." It was great. He is fiery. He could be. Look, he could be good for any program. Obviously,
His brother was here with the Jags.
yeah, Jay still lives here, so I see Jay every now and again out and about. So I wonder if he'd bring over his brother, offensive coordinator, maybe. You never know, but. John would be great.
Any play caller would be better than the play caller that Florida has in the moment, and you know that he would definitely have better clock management than
He'd
what
be throwing the
has
ball,
now.
that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. All right, the third most panicked team in all of college football with over 16,000 panic tweets would be the University of Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Michigan expected a breakout performance with Bryce Underwood going up against Oklahoma, but obviously they were defeated and now barely still in the top 25.
And it was ugly. That was one of the games where the score probably could have been even worse.
Agreed. John Mateer is a badass.
Yeah, he's good. I like him.
Obviously, he's today's type of quarterback. He's the dual threat guy and can certainly beat you with his legs. Next on the list, we have fourth most panicked team, Oklahoma State. And this should not surprise anyone. They got absolutely walloped by Oregon. And that was after Mike Gundy and Dan Lanning were kind of chirping back and forth. Mike Gundy was saying, well, yeah, Oregon has the biggest budget in all of college football. And Dan Lanning's like, well, I'm going to use the resources that I have.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that because it's legal, by the way, nowadays. And
I'm not sneaking around here. And that I saw a video go viral on TikTok of the players, the OSU players, in the locker room at halftime doing dances during that game.
Yeah, yikes.
Yeah.
Especially if you're, I think his name is Boone Pickens. He's the huge Oklahoma State booster. Yeah, you're not happy with that. Oregon had over 600 yards on the
my
offense.
God.
600 yards. All right, fifth most panicked team would be Clemson, coming off of the loss against LSU. And then, of course, they barely beat Troy. So they're probably not going to be a playoff caliber team. And then Clemson has Georgia Tech this weekend. I think that's a sticky game for Clemson.
Is Dabo in a conversation soon of, is it time to part ways?
I don't think so because he has multiple national champions.
Yeah, but it's been a bit.
It has.
I mean, and it's not working anymore since NIL and portal. You haven't been able to figure that out or want to try and figure that out. How
It's
much
too
does
early,
that more
I think,
catch up?
Yeah, to really put him on the quote unquote hot seat, but
because I remember going through the rankings and they were on of the 7 different college football rankings. Their position groups were on 7 of them,
That's right.
and you're not winning these games at least dominantly or at all. I think fans have to start wondering a little bit. Can he in this college football world right now? Is he going to be able to be good?
It feels like lately at the podium, he's doing a lot of, reasoning why, explaining, defending. That isn't the norm for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know he had a little, not an altercation, just a clap back to a reporter who asked about, you're this and that again. Says, yeah, but what about the whole body of work? That kind of stuff. So I didn't really see that out of Deborah. I haven't anyway, but that just seems like a coach that, he's a little worried.
And
he should be.
I will say, though, if you look at their schedule, so after the game this weekend, noon kick at Georgia Tech, which I think is No, that's wrong. I was going to say is that 11 a.m., but that's not accurate because Georgia Tech's in Atlanta. So never mind. There was another game I saw that kicks off at 11 a.m. But either way, then after that, Syracuse is at Clemson. Then Clemson's at UNC. I mean, Syracuse not nearly as good as last year. UNC we already saw not so good
right now.
And then you got Clemson at Boston College. So the fighting Tom McManus's.
I think from here on out, BC's going to win pretty much every game. No, just kidding.
Because you spoke to them for sure. Then Clemson plays host to SMU, Duke. And then you finally have a good game. Clemson plays host to Florida State. So that's 2 top 15 teams, at least as of now. Clemson's at Louisville, and then there's Furman, and then at South Carolina. So one more potentially tough game. But again, this is early on. But I mean, that's not the most difficult of schedules. So certainly.
Which I don't know if that helps him. Like you're struggling with a not hard schedule also. Is what's going to come in. You can barely beat Troy is going to be in the conversation.
You know, how do you feel about this? I know BC's not a big in the market, but they're going to Stanford to play Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big trip.
It's a long trip.
They're leaving Friday.
FSU went last year to Stanford.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It just seems so... Can't they find another conference for those West Coast teams? You know
That's what used to have one. It's called Pac-12.
I know.
Pac-10 and then Pac-12.
I know. It just seems so odd. And then Cal's coming to BC like the next week.
Right. Well, and think about what we talk about with football. There's only 12 games.
Yeah, so baseball season for some of them is rough.
Volleyball, baseball, I mean, all those Olympic sports, that's so much traveling cross country. And then when are you studying? Although I guess nobody cares about that.
Not anymore.
All right, I'll give you the last few teams. Kansas State is the 6th most panicked team. UCLA, the 7th most panicked team. No surprise there. Exactly. Nico Iamaleava has his fans very concerned. SMU is 8th. Virginia Tech is 9th. And Georgia is 10th. Georgia has just over 1,200 votes. So again, in comparison to Florida's almost 22,000. Not certainly the same thing. But the fact that Georgia has not played its best football as of late, especially against Austin Peay. That's what it was. That game, I think, had to kick off at a different time than it was scheduled to. But either way, there you go. That is Lawrence Lane, driven by Mazda at the Avenues. Want to talk some NFL on the other side? Back to the Jaguars. Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence spoke. We'll let you hear from them. It's 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Make Monday an extension of the weekend by talking football all day.
Oh, you're good.
We'll take apart the top games, key plays, and controversial calls from the weekend. Post-game Monday, served by Dandy Foods on 1010XL.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. It's a sauce kind of football season with Chick-fil-A chicken strips. Each crispy, juicy bite only gets better when you choose your favorite sauces to dip into and create your own flavor combinations. Will it be sriracha and ranch, honey and buffalo, barbecue, and Chick-fil-A sauce with 21 different sauce pairings possible? It's easy to go on a flavor adventure. Order in a 4-count, 10-count, or in a catering tray. Get an order started today in the Chick-fil-A app and dip on into football season.
Hey, fellow Floridians, it's Ben.
And Brianna Smith. We are foodies who love sharing recipes online.
And trying new cooking techniques on our new natural gas stove.
He loves his precise temperature control on the heat.
Yeah, I also love saving money and using less energy.
Oh, watch that flame.
So, who loves to be in control?
Now, earn up to a $300 cashback rebate for installing a new energy-efficient natural gas range or stovetop. To learn more, go to peoplesgas.com/rebates.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
It's time for the Plumbing 411 from Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. Clogged drains happen when grease, soap, hair, and debris build up over time. Even tree roots can invade your pipes. All this leads to the annoying water pooling in your sink or tub. Superior Plumbing and Pipeline has the tools and know-how to clear stubborn clogs and keep them from coming back. Don't ignore a slow drain. It could lead to bigger problems. Make the superior choice when your drains are clogged and learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here. Watch the Teal and Black with me this Sunday on the 396-inch TV at Frontrunners Tap House. Grab food, cold drinks, and join me for the 1 p.m. kickoff. See you Sunday at Frontrunners.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I've been telling you about my daughter's journey with Awaken 180 as she tries to lose a little weight. In fact, last week you heard from Amber herself. Well, let me give you an update. She's been in it just a little over 2 months. Amber has lost 51 pounds. That's a real number. I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't see it happen. She has lost 51 pounds. And here's why. Awaken 180 is not a diet. It's a lifestyle change that is sustainable. And she has figured that out. She loves the journey. She loves the new recipes. She loves that she fits into her old clothes and she sleeps better and has more energy. And it is really, really working. She's proud, and man, am I proud of her. If you want to start your transformation, you can do the same thing. Call 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. My daughter's lost 50 pounds, and she's so excited about it. You can as well. 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
Beaches Jewelry and Pawn is celebrating 30 years with a huge new and used firearm sale all September. It's the perfect time to save during Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday. 0 sales tax on firearms at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Dell, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. This song starts with "My Baby Wants a Birkin." Do you know what a Birkin is, Tom?
Purse or something?
It is a purse. Well done. Do you know how much those cost?
Oh, they're pretty expensive, yeah. Yeah.
$50,000.
Oh, I didn't know they were that expensive. Are they really? Wow.
Yeah, they're not like,
I didn't know they were like
$2,000.
I was going to say like $2,000.
Yeah,
I don't know.
At least when I Googled it, when I first heard the song by
50.
Shabuzi, I saw like a $50,000 Birkin, and most of them I think were right around that price range. I was like, okay, then that's a car.
Got diamonds in it.
That's two cars.
Yeah, for some people, many cars, several cars.
Multiple cars. Absolutely. All right, Liam Cohen met with media earlier today, and of course, this was the first time that he's spoken since Tank Bigsby was traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. So here's Liam on that trade.
No, it really just came down to, after some time of evaluating and just working through some things, just felt like, especially, post Sunday, it was just probably best to move on, to just give him an opportunity to go. And both the same with us. We feel good about, where we're at moving forward. I wish him nothing but the best. And, he's a good dude and just worked out that way. So really feel confident, obviously, with some of the way that those other guys stepped in, did some good things. It's hard to rotate 4, and wish him nothing but the best.
Their plan was to have 4 active, maybe, and then it is hard to rotate 4 for sure.
That's an interesting hearing him. That's the first time I've heard that. I feel like, and I was listening to Logs, or I saw the clip, how Tank reacted after the game. I feel like maybe that's probably true. Like, it just seems like something happened. And look, in his defense, I mean, I'd be ticked off too. I mean, all camp, I'm like battling for number 1. And all of a sudden, you give me a few carries. You know what I mean? Like, I thought I was one of the guys. So, I could look. You want to be a team player. You got to handle it the right way. I'm not saying this happened, but it feels like maybe something happened. You know what I mean? I don't know, because I think they were pretty high on him.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a better opportunity for him in the long run if something happens to Saquon Barkley.
I thought they liked that Shipley kid.
They do like Will Shipley, and Bigsby I think will be the bigger, or his role will be bigger in return.
For him. It was pretty awesome that he did that.
Yeah. I mean, to me, Tank Bigsby, I really liked him. I thought he should be vying for a starting role with Travis Etienne, and I thought he looked great this training camp. I thought he looked great last training camp and the training camp before, but obviously we know he struggled with the fumble issue. But at this point in time, the way that they view this running back room is different, obviously, than the way I view it. And they think Bashal Tutin deserves more of the chance.
Yeah. And I think that when it comes to the player stuff, I get probably being aggravated because they're competitors. They want to be on the field. You want the ball in your hand. But Brian Thomas Jr. is like, hello, I had 1 reception and 1 carry in this entire game, and I was here last year. I'm the best player, one of the top receivers in the league. You can't be like that. It's 1 week. I think if it was over a long period of time, I could see him being more upset. Like if you're 4 or 5 weeks in and you're still only getting a couple carries a game, then you start getting frustrated. But it's weird to me to kind of, which it does seem him reposting what he did repost on Twitter, that he was upset that he didn't get that. And I just don't think you can be like that after week 1 when you also win a football game.
Well, Brian Thomas was a starter, so he's got that. And Tank Cinder go, well, I'm not even a starter. So it's, again, he should have maybe handled different if that was even the case.
But he was an or.
Let's look, he was an or. Let's look at it from just a football standpoint. If you had to rank the 4 backs that were in camp, well, there are 5, but of course Jackson. Let's leave him out of the pick. Who's the least or the worst pass catcher out of the 4? It's Tank.
Yeah.
It's Tank. He runs good. He runs really well. Fumble, obviously you got to make sure, but he doesn't catch the ball as smooth as the other backs. And you have to catch the football to be a running back in Liam Cohen's offense. And you have to do it smoothly, and you have to do it where they don't have to worry about whether you're going to drop a pass or not.
It's why Evan Ingram's not here on the different side, but as a blocking tight end, that wasn't his strong suit.
Not his strong
suit. This offense, you have to be able to block in addition to catch, and that's why they made that decision.
Yep.
Christian Kirk, I guess they just liked Parker Washington in his youth maybe over Kirk. But there have been injury issues with Kirk, who is injured right now. And then also Ingram suffered an injury over the weekend as well. All right, Taylor's guy, Joe Burrow. Liam Cohen was asked, what makes him so special?
His ability to create is elite. His accuracy, the pinpoint of it, his ability to put balls in tight spaces, give those guys opportunities. He knows them so well and what they do well and how they want the ball thrown to them. It's clear that they have, chemistry even when last week's output wasn't maybe as much as they've been used to. You can still see that there was some moments where you're like, whoa, that was pretty good. So it's a huge challenge for us. I got a ton of respect for Zach and what he's been able to do there over the years. And Joe's a special player.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he is. I mean, He one of the most hit guys in the league. I saw that in college, man. I remember watching him. It wasn't his big years. The year before that at Auburn. Auburn kicked the crap out of him, but he kept standing in there and making plays or running around. I was like, wow, this kid's really tough, and I'd never seen him before. Obviously, what he's done in the pros. I mean, look, when you're supporting cast, like your line and your defense isn't there, and yet you're still putting up monster numbers. I know, look, Chase, Higgins, they're the best out there. Yeah. Some of the best out there. He's got a lot to work with. But like Liam said, man, his pinpoint accuracy, where he places the ball, how he fits it in those windows, man, that is more than half the battle to give your receiver a chance to make a play. So he truly is a special QB.
Yeah, I was talking about that on break a minute ago because I just wanted to see the numbers. In the last 5 years, he's the second most sacked quarterback in that time. 199 times he's been sacked in 5 years. Last year he was sacked towards the top at 48 times and still had 45 touchdowns. That's Joe Burrow, and that's why you can say put pressure on him. He's still going to find ways to throw the ball. He's still going to find Jamar down there somewhere. And I mentioned a little bit ago, I think it's more about their run game. Can they get that run game going at all this season? Because I do think that'll help them a little bit and not end up what it kind of looked like last week. But he's just one of those guys. He's so good when he's under pressure. He's so good in the red zone. He's so good in third and whatever it is situations where you need to get that fourth down situations. He doesn't turn the ball over much at all. He checks all the boxes of the type of quarterback you'd want.
And just think about all the sacks, then add the hits, and then people around him. You don't throw that many touchdowns if you're bailing out of the pocket. Mm-hmm. You don't throw that many touchdowns without standing there knowing you're going to get drilled, but still making the throw. That's when you know you've got a QB. And by the way, Trevor's tough like that. Trevor there are times where he breaks out a little too early, but there are also plenty of times where he stands there, he knows he's going to get clobbered, and he makes the throw. And look, you have to do those things in the NFL. Young quarterbacks, they struggle with that, right? Because they don't like the physicality. Yeah. It's not fun, but you have to do. You can't bail out too early. There are times you could see it. Bryce Young, even Trevor, a couple of times on Sunday, maybe should have made a throw here or there. That just make the throw. You know, like you don't try to bail out. Don't try to escape. Just make the throw. You have time to make the throw. So I think when you have that, you get that consistently out of Joe Burrow. Think about, look, sacks is one thing. Think about all the duress. Think about everything around him. It has to be. It has to be all over the place. And you don't throw that many touchdowns with leaving the pocket. So that's what makes him really good.
Yeah. And he's been able to overcome the injuries. He had the ACL his rookie season, and then he had the wrist last year.
Yeah.
And we don't talk about him being injury prone.
No, not at all.
We talk about just how incredibly
he's
talented.
got it over those injuries.
Yeah, he is. So this to me is obviously the secondary was tested a little bit last week because I do think Tet McMillan is a really good wide receiver.
Good. Yep.
I don't think their quarterback is necessarily that great, but Tet is a good receiver for sure. This week, the secondary, we want to see the same style of performance as far as aggressive and getting those takeaways. It's just going to be, I think, a lot harder against the Bengals than it was against the Panthers.
Especially depending on what kind of zone you play. If you're playing man and you're up on the line trying to take care of Chase, you got to have safety help. There's no doubt. You wouldn't leave, I don't think, one-on-one. But it really depends on how you're going to play those guys. If you play off, I don't know. I think that's going to be tough. You know what I mean? Depending how far off. I think you're going to have to mix that up. I do listen, I love the way, we love how Liam calls the game. I think the Campanile, you know what I'm talking about, baby.
By the way, Liam calls him Campy.
Campy.
So you can just switch to Campy.
Camperonimus. There you go. We'll call him something like that. But he does call an aggressive game. So I think he's going to have to be real aggressive. And then also kind of, you got to try to fool Joe if you can, but you definitely got to get pressure on him. If you let him sit back there, the only way we'll survive is if Trevor does what he did a couple years ago when Cincinnati was in town, when he went toe to toe before he got hurt. He was having one of his. No, it wasn't Joe. It was Jake Browning. But it was one of his best outings. As a Jaguar, in my opinion, until he got hurt. He was on fire that night here in town. So I think the only real way we beat these guys is because I think they're going to score points. And maybe not. I'm not saying we're going to give up 40 points, but it's not going to be 10 points. I'll tell you that much. So our offense is going to have to put up some points to win this football game.
Well, speaking of the secondary, will Travis Hunter play more defense this week against Cincinnati?
Probably it'll be a likely uptick. It's more so, going into week one, it was, okay, we know that it's not going to be a ton on defense. The goal is to increase and continue to increase. It just so happens that we're playing Cincinnati with two good wideouts this week.
So there you have it, an uptick. We'll see what that means after just a few snaps defensively this past week. But again, they didn't really need him, Travis Hunter, on defense.
No, I didn't really notice him on defense too much. Obviously, he made some plays on offense. He looks good. I want to see more. Want to see him more involved. And of course, Brian Thomas Jr. as well. Want to see more of that.
Yeah, he would like to as well.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, he was targeted more than once, obviously. Yeah. BT was, but there was just not the connection.
No, they didn't have the connectability enough there, but they'll keep going to him. And then Travis, and he'll keep getting more reps. Again, I don't, defense, whatever. I was just thinking while we were talking too, but and they can't play safety because they tackle too much. You know what I mean? You got to hit too much. I don't think he's that kind of player. But I bet you he'd make a great free safety if he didn't have to come up and play the run type thing because he's so rangy.
Oh, yeah.
He's good with the seeing the ball, seeing the you know what I mean? I bet you'd make fantastic. But whatever, they're going to put him out there as needed, and it's a tall order. But again, I don't care who's covering if you don't pressure Joe. You got to at least You got to at least hit Joe a little bit. Sacks, hits, whatever. Just make sure he knows that you're there, and you can get some of that timing, off. It's all with them. It's all timing, especially with, chasing him, but together since LSU. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like the timing those guys have, the chemistry. They know exactly both sides. Chase knows where exactly he's going to put the ball on every single route, and he knows where he's going to be on every single route, and that's why they have such good, chemistry and
and that's
success.
what Trevor and BT have to get to.
Yeah,
it seems like he has it with Diami almost more than Brian Thomas. All right, let's get it to the trenches. Liam Cohen was asked about Trey Hendrickson and his ability.
He's on one side for the most part, and it's a challenge for sure. He's a player that can wreck the game. He can, obviously last week he was more so getting back in it, didn't play every snap, but anticipate him playing more as it continues to get comfortable and get more acclimated. But definitely somebody that can wreck the game.
Yeah, he got the big contract as we expected him to, that extra, $30 million for a season. I'd take it.
I wanted him when he was a Saint, when he was a free agent. I was like, that guy can rush the passer, man. He's just so good. He's so natural. And it's funny. Look, he's a big guy, but, you see like Myles Garrett, who's jacked up and muscular. He's not that. He's just kind of a big old farm. Right. He seems like a big old farm guy. He's strong and knows how to rush a passer. But past 2 years, 17.5 back-to-back numbers. Prior to that, he was like 8, 9, so nothing astronomical, but always consistent. Knows how he can play the run too. Very strong at the point of attack. And man, he's deceptively quick. I think you think he's going to lumber at you, and then next thing you know, he gets by. He's got great hands. He can get around that tackle pretty well and set him up. And look, Walker Little, this is again your time, man. You're the left tackle. Everyone's saying how good you're going to be as a left tackle, and he did a great job in week 1, no question about that. But let's see if you can take care of him. At least control him. You're going to give up some stuff. You're going to. He's that good. But you just can't let him dominate. You can't let him take over where they have to have a tight end almost every play, or they have to chip that back almost every time. You got to make sure that you can handle him. And hopefully you do fairly well. I don't expect you to win. You know what I mean? Like, he's really that good. Yeah. But I expect you to hold your own. And at the end of the day, you'll sit there and be like, all right, he held his own or he did. He either got his ass whooped or he held his own and helped his team win.
Yeah, there's a lot of left tackles in the league that have gotten their butt whooped by Trent Hendrickson.
Yeah, absolutely.
And good ones. Like, you'll see games where you're like, man, that's a really good left tackle, and he still can barely control anything with some of the things he can do. So that's one of the biggest focus. You're talking about being able to get pass rush on our side. On the other side, can try and slow him down as much as possible is going to be that. If there's keys to the game, that's one of the biggest ones.
That's one of the biggest ones. And you know what? Watch him play too. His leverage is pretty awesome. He's never upright. He's always, it seems like he's always in a great positive position of strength, leverage-wise. With the way he gets underneath the pads, and then he can work him that, with his hands and his movements and that type of thing. But yeah, he's a tall order. But look, that's why he held out, and that's why they paid him, because he's that much of a difference maker for the Cincinnati Bengals. And quite frankly, they need him if they want to. I don't care how good the offense is. They need him to at least be somewhat decent if they can get there in order for them to really do anything in the playoffs, in this season at all, as far as I'm concerned.
Anton Harrison, that's one guy that's on that offensive line that will be going up against Trey Hendrickson. Liam Cohen was asked about the update as far as his health is concerned and how he played week 1, since we remember Liam Cohen has not always minced words when it comes to the Jaguars right tackle.
Yeah, he is. Had a little back soreness, but it's it's part of it. I was pleased with Anton, especially in pass protection, and the whole group, but specifically Anton, and in the run game did some really good things. So I was pleased with his effort, strain, the way that he was battling through a little bit of a nick and battled through it. Obviously came out for a short period, but I was pleased with his first outing.
So there you have it. When he wants to go, he can go. He once said that about him, but I think he wanted to go this past Sunday.
Hey, the O-line, you got to give him the MVP in my book. And they really
all 5 of them got the T-shirts. So they have game balls, and they also give out T-shirts to reward players' performances. All 5 of the offensive linemen got T-shirts. I know Logan Cook also did. Jordan Lewis also did. I'm trying to remember. Maybe Foye Lukin also. And then he said Logan Cook, the punter. And I was like, what happened to Cam? Why didn't Cam get one?
Yeah, Cam was 4 for 4.
They're just used to. They're like, all right, Cam's gonna make it.
We're waiting to be impressed by you.
Cam already has a dozen of them. He can do without one.
Exactly. All right. There's one more cut I want you to hear from Liam Cohen now, but we ran out of time in this segment, so we'll play that on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Go! For high school football play-by-play, it's 1010XL.
The Bulldogs look for a big bounce-back game against the undefeated Crusaders. Bulls Bishop Kenny, Friday at 7 on 1010XL. Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Helmets and Heels from the Greenlaw Group Studios.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jacks, so we gotta play like the experts we are. Now, who are we? Roland Reach Plumbing! Now that's what a winner sounds like. Customers always win with Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjacks.com.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out. You need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's Terminix.com. That's right, Terminix it.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Baselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags!
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
Hey, Hickett here. Celebrate the month of September with our friends at Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139 plus the 4th room free. Take $100 off your air duct cleaning as well. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of these huge savings.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Taylor Dahl, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. This has to be a Taylor song.
It is. Yeah, this is a band called This Time Next Year.
Oh, okay. Well, this time next year, hopefully we were reminiscing on a Jaguars season that is above 500. Yes. I'll just start with that. Speaking of that, Liam Cohen met with media earlier today. Hayes Carline asked Liam about his core philosophies that need to be heightened now that this team is going on the road. I thought this answer was absolutely fascinating. Take a listen.
You're going on the road, playing a team that plays in a physical division, that has played in a lot of physical football games over the course of their last 4 years or so. And that has to be our style of play, needs to show up this week. And And then also, hey, facing adversity again, right? Like this, Sunday, that was, okay, lightning delay. It wasn't really adversity, it wasn't. So it was a glitch. So it was great that we handled it the right way and all that, but like, okay, Jamar Chase gets one. But it's probably, it's likely they're going to catch one. It is what it is. Like, just move on. Who cares? Play the next play. And that mentality of, okay, they get one, shoot, here we go. We're going to go get one. And just going and continuing to compete regardless of what just occurred. That's not, what we want to focus on. We want to focus on that process.
I loved the part of the answer where he's like, the lightning delay, that's not adversity.
Yeah,
right.
It's a glitch. I'm like, thank you, because I feel like here, that would have been a lot of adversity, and then the Jaguars would have come out and lost the game because they lost the momentum that they had.
All the momentum shifted because it rained. It didn't rain, actually, because of something.
Yeah, it did rain briefly, but very briefly. But I also like his mentality about, and he said this before, where coaches are caddies. Like, you hit a bad shot, okay, move on. Then be more concerned about the next shot. And in football, obviously, Jamar Chase is going to catch the football against you. We saw Ted McMillan catch the football against Travis Hunter this past week. Like, it's going to happen. But it's your next play that's so important.
Yeah, having grit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Last year we know what happened. The fumble and then the long pass to Tyreek Hill, and it was like everything went downhill after that. Like, so what? You're still leading at that point. Suck it up, get over it, and let's move on. And I tell you what, go back to what he says about physical. I really like this guy, man. He knows what football's all about. Yes, he's a great play caller, but he knows you have to be physical in this league if you're going to want to win. You have to be physical up front. And he's right. They're going up for a big test against Cincinnati. They play in a very physical division. They like to pound the rock. They like to pound, the very physical. And we're going to match it. And he's going to make sure we match it. And that'll be a sight to see, won't it? We've been crying for that for a couple years now. Can we just please have a more physical team? And he's bringing it. He's making sure that they understand, hey, you got to match. He even said it. We got to go up there and match that physicality because it's going to be a physical game. And I think they will. I really do. Look, we're going to be back on Friday. I'm picking a victory. I really do think that they are going to go up there and go toe-to-toe with Cincinnati. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think we're going to find a way to win, and it's going to show a lot of resolve. And if we don't, as long as we don't get blown out, it's fine. And even if we do, it's still week 2. You keep it in somewhat perspective. But at the end of the day, I think we're going to go toe-to-toe with Cincinnati and have a shot to win this football game.
Yeah, that's a good point when it comes to the AFC North, because when you go through all those teams, you would probably label all of those as being more physical teams, like throughout history. But even now, even in the bad years when Browns don't have, they have 5 quarterbacks and they're trying to figure out that defensively, you have guys like Myles Garrett and you still have those super physical lines of scrimmage, and it's same in Pittsburgh. It's been their thing. The Ravens have turned into that team. They were that team for a while. You felt like, okay, are they going to figure it out again? They did. They're back to being that physical football team, and the Bengals have had to be, because they're in that division with teams who build their entire identity around being physical. So Bengals are going to come in here, and even if they're not playing their best football, you're going to see that, because that's the type of team they have to be in the division they live in.
But listen, you know who else was that? The Jags, because we were in that division. It was called the AFC Central, and we had Cincy and Cleveland and Pittsburgh and then Baltimore, and it ended up being a very all those games were very physical. It was always running the rock and then play action and trying to beat them over the top, and same going against us. You think about Corey Dillon, you think about Jerome Bettis, you think about these guys that are just really, really tough physical running backs with tough physical lines. So you're right, they have to be physical. If you're going to play in that division, you got to be physical. And I think Liam's bringing it back. Let's not forget, we weren't always a finesse team. That was a Doug Peterson thing. That wasn't anybody else. So we're getting back to that. Hey, what is Jacksonville known for? Blue collar, physicality, playing you 4 quarters and getting after it every single game. And I think he's bringing that back. I think they recognize, I think Baselli's part of it too, saying, hey, man, we got to get back to some physicality. We got to get back to some old school Jaguar play where people feared playing us because we were going to bring it. We're going to bring it on defense. We're going to bring it on offense. And they knew they were in for a physical battle no matter what game it was and no matter what time of year. So I think they're doing a great job. So far, I want to see it against Cincinnati. I mean, look, it's good to be excited, but you also got to be like, all right, let's not get too crazy here because we got to see more. And I think Liam's saying that too. He's like, hey, look, guys, we haven't really done anything yet. Let's just, let's go back to work. It's great we won. We celebrated.
We had 11 penalties, though. 11 penalties.
Penalties are bad.
That's good teaching tape, so to speak. Like, yes, you won and you won easily, but these are the things you have to do in order to beat good teams. And, you look at Tom, you look at the former Jaguars that are still around this team. Obviously, you, Leon Searcy, Tony Baselli, very close to this team. Jeff Loggeman. Are any of those guys finesse type of football players?
No,
absolutely
not.
And so the past few seasons has been frustrating, not just for us, but especially for y'all.
Right. But think about that. That's how they built the team, and that's how Liam is, and James and Tony are building this team with physical football players.
Fred Taylor, too, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, there's a ton of them. Listen, you can name almost our
Beasley
entire
says it
team.
every week about Beasley's like, I'm not the biggest guy, so he had to be extra physical
He's
to
big
make
for a
up for some of
corner.
the. Yeah,
I mean, he's
he
big for a
always,
corner.
those are his words when he says that.
Donovan Darius. I could go down the list.
Almost the whole entire team. That's because that's what Coughlin wanted. He wanted those physical guys. That's what James Gladstone wants. Bringing these physical that love football and that are going to go to battle each and every Sunday. And hopefully it sounds all good. It looks like it's heading that way. I believe that's what Liam is doing, and they're doing it. And now we just got to see it on Sunday. And if they do it, I tell you what, I like that match, man. It's going to be a fun ride.
2-0 in this city is going to be
it's going to be awesome.
Insane when the Texans come.
Put the kegs on every corner. There we go.
The
All through
kegs
the
on
week.
every corner.
There you go.
I love it.
Absolutely.
All right, one segment to go. We will cool down, and I'll bring you today's Terminix Pest of the Day. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Protected by
Green Law Group. For the insured. Fighting for you.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, so here's a reminder to get screened. Ackerman Urology has 4 convenient locations to help you put your prostate health first. Guys, don't put this one off. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,600 5-star Google reviews, of course we chose Closets by Design to help us get organized at home. Our wonderful designer, Doug, came to our house recently and made the whole process so easy. The install happens this Friday, and we just cannot wait for Closets by Design to transform our clutter into seamless organization, and they can do the same for you. They create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation, but only until September 30th. 18-month financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
Football is a game of inches, and at Front Runners Tap House, every inch counts. Catch every big play on their massive 396-inch giant television. The ultimate game day experience is waiting for you at Front Runners Tap House inside the Community First Igloo.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
Jax is more than a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We're a community that takes care of each other. I'm former Jaguar Tom McManus. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. From estate cleanouts to furniture and appliance removal, we handle it all. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you. We're veteran-owned and operated. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Guys, want a golf course fairway quality lawn? TopDressing.com just landed in Jacksonville with the golf course secret for St. Augustine grass homeowners. A patented process that aerates and turns your turf into a fairway stunner. Serious golf course technology, but in your yard. Less water, tighter cuts, total neighborhood domination. No one else scores a perfect 10 lawn. Hit TopDressing.com now. You will own the block. Top dress your yard like the pros with TopDressing.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
I wanted to cool down and mention that I will be hosting a Jaguars watch party this weekend for the game versus the Bengals. It's going to be at Front Runners Tap House. If you do not know where that is, it's inside the Igloo. So if you walk in there, it's really cool. If you haven't seen it yet, it's fantastic. But they have a ton of TVs, but a massive one right above the bar, which is perfect for game day. They have a bunch of different specials going on. $1 wings on Sunday. They have $5 draft beers, $8 special. Certain apps are $8. We'll be giving away different prizes while we're there. We'll have swag, all this stuff. So come hang out and watch some Jags.
Absolutely. Great.
Heck yeah.
That'd be fun. Drink, eat, and watch football. I'm back in the beat.
I have not been to Front Runners yet.
No, I haven't either.
But I've heard so many good things about it.
It's really, really cool. It's obviously, it's between, if you walk into the Igloo, it's between the two rinks. So there's also usually practices and things going on the outside. So you have a little hockey on the outside and then game day on the inside.
So should you wear, if you're going on Sunday, should you wear long sleeves, long pants?
So when I went, obviously the rinks, once you walk into those rooms, they're pretty cold.
He's shaking his head at this question.
I'm on a show with two women. What do you wear?
No, it's a valid question in the sense of is it freezing? I've been to a lot of hockey rinks and it's freezing.
Yeah, I will say
you wouldn't be cold.
When I went just for the Front Runners Tap House, it didn't feel extra cold to me. It kind of felt like a normal restaurant, which can get chilly for some people, but it wasn't like if you're going to an Iceman game and you're sitting there and you're freezing, even though it is very close to the rinks.
Right.
See, it was a valid question. It wasn't like, what are you wearing to the watch party on Sunday?
Right.
Was that my best Valley girl?
Oh, is that Valley girl?
Sure. It was supposed to be Valley girl.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
All right, time now for today's Terminix Pest of the Day. As always, brought to you by our friends at Terminix. You can find them online at Terminix.com. That's TERMINIX.com. They take care of all of our pest issues. If I discover any sort of issues, whether it's ants, whether it's carpenter ants or the small ants, they will come and take care of that. They are just a phone call away. Terminix is fantastic. They do that for our house, just like they do it for Everbank Stadium, VyStar Ballpark, VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town. Well, anytime that there's a gambling story out there, it's typically going to be the pest of the day. I just don't think it's that hard to be a professional athlete that's paid millions of dollars and not gamble. Until your career is over, then you can gamble all you want, and then you have the millions to gamble with it. But Malik Beasley, who went to Florida State, the NBA is now investigating him for gambling allegations that come back from the 2023-2024 season when he was with the Milwaukee Bucks. So he gambled on not just NBA games, but also prop bets.
Oh, my goodness.
Unbelievable.
That's when you know you might have an issue. He is fully cooperating, so at least that's good. But typically, whenever we see any sort of investigation that leads to pretty much findings, and then the player, if they're not banned forever, they are usually banned for it or suspended for a season. And then a lot of times they don't come back the exact same. Certainly we saw it here with Calvin Ridley in the NFL. He did have to sit out a season and he was injured before that. So he had missed a lot of time. And I don't think he was the same receiver. I think even with the Titans, I don't think he's the same as what he was before he gambled.
Is that just is that a real addiction? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get caught. You know you're going to get caught. Everybody gets caught. It's like drug dealers. Nobody walks off into the sunset. I mean, very rarely. I mean, I'm sure some do.
Right.
They get out at the right time, but the majority, no, it doesn't end well. So I guess it is. Like, think about it. You got everything going for you playing in the NBA. You know, what do you mean what are you doing? Like, I don't get that. Like, go gamble on something else. You know, like the NFL allows you to gamble. You just can't gamble on football, and you can't gamble from the facility. But you can gamble. You can go out to the horse track and put money on a horse. You can do whatever. You know, it just seems crazy that these guys, all these guys, they always get caught. Yet there's some jackass that thinks he's gonna
get away with it.
You're like, you're not gonna get away with it.
Yeah,
always lose.
He had signed a 3 or $42 million deal right before the news broke. So, with the Detroit Pistons. All right, let's say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hayes, Joe Burrow has never won a Week 2 game, as you well know. And the Jaguars haven't been 2-0 since before you start, or only once since you've started covering the team in 2018.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity Sunday. This surprised me. There's only 4 games this week featuring 1-0 versus 1-0.
Oh.
And the Jaguars are one of them. So, it's a big
One's tomorrow night. That'll be fun.
Yeah, so it's a big opportunity for the Jaguars. I think you should feel good about the game. I mean, we'll see. And Burrow and obviously Chase and Higgins are fantastic, and Hendrickson on the defensive side. But Cincinnati's trying to find their way. I mean, they were very fortunate to get the win on Sunday over Cleveland. I think you feel good about it, but obviously it's a tall order with as the firepower Cincinnati has. So it should be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to our Frangie show today. It should be a good one. We've got Sports and Courts. We will do the State Farm College Football Report. I had a chance to catch up with De'Ami Brown in the locker room about an hour ago. So lots of good stuff to get to. Kevin Kaplan will join us as well. So. Loaded Frangie show coming up for you guys.
That locker room is always having fun when I listen to your interviews with players.
Yeah,
the background's always very loud and vibrant.
Yeah, and that's one thing that that's always the case. And obviously they're coming off a win, so they're gonna be happy. But yeah, I mean it's funny, even when teams historically struggle, for whatever reason, they're always in a good mood in the locker room. So, but yeah, it is cool to see them interact and everything. And hopefully the good vibes will continue.
There you go. Well, they're thinking about going to the club. That's what they're thinking about. I know we lost. What a shame. Hey, where are we going tonight? Let's go.
Next? Well, definitely good vibes for 2 out of the 3 teams for the State Farm College Football Report. One of those teams, Shane Matthews, is going to have to say some things that are not
as fun.
Yeah, nearly as fun. All right, that'll do it for us today. No show tomorrow due to Jaguars programming, but we will be back on Friday. For Taylor Dahl, for Tom McManus, for RJ Saunders. These heels are made for talking. Like I said, we'll be back with you on Friday, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show comes up next.